Okay. Alright, so today we're gonna be talking about abs right away. I want to say that no matter what, you could be doing all the ab exercises in the world, you could be doing all the volume in the world. It really comes down to, if you want visible abs, you gotta be lean enough to show. And the only way that you get lean is by losing fat, and you do so through a caloric deficit. If you're not a caloric deficit and you're not lean enough, your abs will not show. Regardless, at the end of the day, you should still train them anyways. What's up everyone, David here. Got a new video for y'all today. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, no videos on this channel Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So don't miss out. Now for today, I'm going to be taking you on what I personally do for abs. Real quick, on my rest days, that's when I hit abs. Let's be completely honest. Training the six pack, it's not that hard. You can do that any day. So on my rest days, when I'm not doing my heavy squats, deadlifts, presses, whatever it may be, I still got to get some type of movement in. So along with doing some active recovery, right here, we're going to be training abs. I'm going to be showing you what are the 3 things that I do. 3 exercises, 3 good sets, 9 total sets of volume, just good core work. And I'm starting it off with some cable crunches. So I want to be showing you what I do and also why I do it, so that we can give you an idea of how you should be structuring your ab workout depending on what your goal is and what specifically you're trying to develop. So let's get it. Second set. Okay. Alright, so first things first, I'm starting off with cable crunches. But realistically, the way I like to think about my workouts is, it's not the exercise itself, it's the movement pattern as a whole. What I'm really doing here is I'm picking an ab exercise, and when I say abs, I'm not talking about core. I know in a lot of my other videos I always talk about strengthening up the core, the entire region. I'm focusing just on the six-pack muscle. What I'm really trying to focus on here, first off, is an exercise where my chest, my upper body comes down to meet my lower body. It really doesn't matter what exercise it is that you're doing for abs, it's gonna work out your entire abs. I hate when I hear people say, if you do this, you're gonna work out the bottom 2 abs, which typically is gonna be the harder abs to develop, which we'll get to in a bit. Or if you need to work on your upper abs, you need to develop more of those, work this, that's what's gonna work. No. No matter what exercise it is that you do for abs, you're gonna be working all of them. But depending on which ones you do, that's gonna emphasize a little bit more so of the upper abs or lower abs. Any type of ab exercise where you're crunching down, you're bringing your upper body down to your legs, that's going to emphasize more also of the upper abs. It doesn't mean you're not working your lower ones. You still are. You're working this whole region. It's just the upper abs, the upper 4, which are typically the most developed, those are going to be the ones that take a little bit more priority. They get a little bit more emphasis. So whether it be a cable crunch, whether it be a sit-up, anything where your upper body is the one moving, that's gonna emphasize this upper. So I go ahead and just do 3 sets of that. And I always switch it up. Cable crunches, weighted crunches, sit-ups, anything along the lines of that. At the end of the day, I'm really doing this for the upper abs. So last set. Oh my god. And I know once it starts getting a little tiring, you get a little fatigued, it can be hard to try to keep the form intact. But although it may not seem as obvious, what I really am trying to do though is I'm trying not to break it up into 2 movements. I'm not doing a lat pull down first and then crunch and then come up and come up. I'm really trying my best to try to keep my arms in that position the whole time, so that the only thing that's working are my abs. But like I said, once I start getting a little tired, I feel like I'm starting to pull and turning into a lat pull down. If you can, really try to avoid that. You're only using your arms to just hold the cable in place. It's not a back workout. We're training abs, let all the priority be here, but at the end of the day, put forth that effort. Okay, that's it. All right, so once we're done with those 3 sets of the cable crunches, now we're gonna do the complete opposite of what I said. Whereas in the first one I said you're bringing the upper body down to meet the legs, now we're gonna switch it up. And now we're bringing the lower body up to meet the shoulders. Now we're gonna be emphasizing the lower abs. Any type of ab exercise where you're actually bringing your legs up, that's what's gonna emphasize the lower abs. You're not only working your lower abs. So many people say, if you wanna get that V line, that V taper here, if you wanna work the lower 2 abs, you gotta do leg raises, whether they're hanging or lying, knee raises on here, whatever it may be. Okay, yes, you're gonna emphasize it, but it's not like you're gonna single out only those bottom 2 abs. You're still working all 6. It's just the lower ones will get a little bit more emphasis. So whether you like to do it hanging with the ab straps, I have a pair of ab straps up here. So whether it be off a pull-up bar, see, right here, right there, whatever you wanna do, go for it. I just prefer to do it on this machine because sometimes I feel with the ab straps, I'm a little too caught up in holding myself in that position and my lats give out, my grip strength gives out. At least here, I don't gotta worry about it. Everything's supported by my elbows, so I put all my energy towards my actual ab work on actually the main focus, which is bringing it up. Now, some people here, they do it with their legs completely out. Some people do it bent knees. I personally do it with my knees bent, because you got to keep in mind, it's not the actual movement of you lifting your legs that actually allows you to work the abs. It's actually the fact that your hips are caving out and pushing outwards. So if I were to show you from a side angle right here, pay attention to what's going on with my hips right here. Again, a lot of people, whether it be leg raise or knee raise, that doesn't matter because this does not work out your abs. At that point, if you're lifting your legs, you're just working your hip flexor, the muscle right here in front of your hips. That's what's gonna allow you to bring your leg up. When we run, boom, hip flexor. That's what allows us to bring our knees up. It's actually getting your hips to move forward. You're rounding your back. It's almost like you're doing a hip thrust and caving those hips underneath. So again, if I were to go about it a knee raise, which is what I typically do right here, this doesn't work your abs. But adding a little hip raise to it, so from right here, and get the hips, you tell I'm getting my hips off the backrest, leg, hip. That little space in between from right here to right here where I'm actually bringing my hips forward, that's what's actually gonna allow you to work those abs. So again, a lot of people may think it's just legs. No, no, add that little hip lift underneath, tucking of the hips, that's what's really gonna help you target this portion right here. Oh, okay. Woo. And another thing I like to do with this one is, it really just comes down to also the way the machine is built, is instead of just having my back flat up against the back pad right here, I actually just try to lean back a little bit more so I can feel a deep stretch. Think about like when you're doing yoga and you're doing that cobra pose, stretching out the abs. Same thing here. I'm leaning back, stretching out those abs, so I'm getting the full range of motion. So on top of lifting my knees up, bring the hips. Never mind, don't do what I just said. I just broke something. Oh my god, I'm so glad I got that on camera. Something just snapped. Well, I did find this out in the middle of the street. I took it out of a dumpster. I just snapped something. Right there. That's where it broke. That's just nice. That's just perfect. And I can't even demonstrate what I'm trying to explain here. Alright, well, if you do have a good one and you actually can lean back, I would try to emphasize getting a full range of motion on there. That's just great. But you get the idea. I mean, it does help to have the backrest, but if you don't have it, oh well, you can still go about it regardless. Just, again, try to emphasize that knee tuck. Might be a little harder, but still get it going. Okay, that's it. You get the idea. Okay, and as you can tell, the last one, look at the ab roller. Who would have thought this little wheel with a stick going through it will make all the difference with your ab training? The first two I said we're working the abs. We're working for, you know, the looks, essentially trying to build up the six-pack. This one is more just for general core strength, so kind of just everything in this region. But at the end of the day, when we're doing this exercise, what you're really trying to do is keep your abs or your hips, your entire body from just collapsing onto the ground. So what's the one muscle group that's going to contract the hardest out of any other to keep your hips or your entire upper body from just sinking and crashing to the ground? It's going to be those abs. So I definitely like throwing this in there. Not your traditional hypertrophy exercise, but at the end of the day, it's still working your abs. And for someone like myself, who likes to do a lot of heavy squats, a lot of heavy deadlifts, just a lot of heavy barbell lifts, definitely the core stability and the core strength that I'm gaining this outside of just the abs, but this entire region, I mean, it's a day and night difference. When I'm squatting heavy, I'm bracing my abs, my core, everything. And this feels exactly the same way as when I'm bracing for those big lifts. So yes, it'd be nice to have some abs, but at the same time, you gotta have the strength to go to it. Looks will only get you so far, but can they actually serve a purpose? Is it just for show, or can they perform? That's the big thing. So definitely throwing a couple in there. Obviously, if your priority is hypertrophy, more so looks, then you might not care much about this. But I mean, come on, try to be at least a little balanced out. You want to have a strong core so you can push hard in all your other lifts. So just 3 sets of 10, nothing too crazy, just to finish off the ab workout. Oh. Oh. So I went ahead and did the third set. I didn't film it because there's no point in me just showing you do the same thing. It's exactly the same. It's just another set of 10. But at the end of the day, abs, I know mine aren't as defined as I would like them to be. They're not as prominent, but realistically, it doesn't mean that I'm not training them. It doesn't mean that they're not strong and there actually isn't development underneath the layer of skin and the layer of fat. If you want visible abs, it really comes down to training them, but also being at a low enough body fat percentage where they can actually pop through. Because keep in mind, a lot of you, much like myself, our abs are probably very, very well developed because I do not skip ab training. I have a strong core, strong abs, strong here, this entire region. It's just I have a layer of fat on top of it that's blocking them from being visible. Just like many of you. Look at big NFL linemen. They got strong cores, but do they have visible abs? Not really, because they have a lot of body fat on top of that. Strongman competitors, power lifters, just general bigger strength athletes, they have some of the strongest cores. So no doubt they probably have the most ab development. It's just that you can't see it because they also have a lot of body fat on top of it. They need the mass for the position or for the sport that they play. So even though your abs may not be as visible as you would like, doesn't mean you should be continuing to neglect them. But on the flip side, don't think that training abs is going to make your waist smaller and burn fat. No, no, no. Training abs is training a muscle. Burning fat, that's a matter of calories in versus calories out. So that's just to show you what I do for my ab workouts. Something where I'm bringing my torso down, something where I'm bringing my legs up, and then something for just overall core stability. That's where the ab rollouts come into play. Comment down below, what is your ab workouts? What is your go-tos? What are your sets, reps, everything? How do you go about your ab training? Also, comment down below any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is, comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help y'all out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So don't miss out. And on Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on both accounts. I put all my links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.